with that. And then let's
In 1986, the Kingdom of East Anglia saw the birth of their greatest son, an Anglo-Saxon warrior destined to be a champion for the ages and a national treasure for all time.
Hello, everybody. What are you doing?
Now it's good. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. It's on. It's on.
Oh, there we go. There we go. I don't know. We're trying to get everything kind of situated here a bit, and it's a little bit of a struggle. But what I wanted to do today was show you how to set up and teach Justin how to play this game while teaching you and setting up the game and explaining some things. Then we're going to try to do maybe our first round, and then either tomorrow or I think maybe Thursday night we'll come back live, do it again. But what I want to do with these things a little different is make them interactive experiences, as well as kind of do something a little bit different. How you doing, Matt? How you doing, Monster? Hi, is that your son? Yes, it is, Dave.
How's it going, everyone?
Zilla79? Is that? Boy, it might help if I put on my glasses. But we still have more cameras to set up. We're having some screwy issues, and I've got to figure out what's going on. I think I have to update a bunch of stuff and things like that, but we'll get to it. But the most important thing is we promised you something, so I want to make sure that we come through with it and do exactly what we said we were going to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to that camera right there, and we're going to start talking about what's going on here. Now, of course, you see right here, wouldn't it be nice if the doggone thing... Oh, there we go. All right, so we're going to zoom out a bit, and let me just go to the right here, if I could. No, not there. Oh boy, what a mess. But anyways, the way this goes is we picked out a bunch of different characters to play, and when you play this game, if you're playing one player, you're going to play all four characters. If you're playing two players, you're going to split it two apiece. 3 players, one person's going to have to carry an extra one, of course, and then or you can actually have the third player play as the enemy, which is a whole different thing. And then also you can, if you play 5 players, a player will be each a character, and then also one player will play the, of course, horrible minions that sit in of course, Blackstone Fortress. So right here and right above here, we have the precipice. Now, the first thing that you're going to want to do is you are going to want to set up your exploration deck. And I've already done that, and I've already put out the map. And by doing that, early on, what you want to do is you want to grab 4 combat cards and 4 special cards and shuffle them together. I did that already, and then I turned this one over, and we are going into a combat situation right off the bat. Seems simple enough. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to get your discovery cards. Now, these are going to be things that you are going to try to hunt down. This is the money that you're going to spend. What you're doing is you're coming from the precipice, okay, and coming to the Blackstone Fortress, going through and trying to go as far as you can, collecting clues, okay, or any kind of money. Once you get a certain amount, you are going to be able to move on and do things over on the precipice where you're going to be able to buy, upgrade, and so forth and so on. We will go through all that when we get there. That's a whole nother story. And I've had to mix these up because we already looked at these, didn't we?
I think so.
Yes, we did. So we're going to put these up here. Now, we picked 4 characters, and we're going to put them on here, but I'm going to show you each one. Justin is going to be, better known as the Jarl, he is going to be the crew tracker. So, which is really cool. Now, if you notice here, there are a bunch of numbers and a bunch of different symbols. And I'm going to explain these to you very quickly. All right, first of all, move. Pretty simple. You move 3 on your turn. But it's going to cost you, and we'll get to that in a minute. Defense, you're going to roll 1 gray die. That's going to be your defense die. Now, as you can see, this does not have a lot of pips on it, and it has a lot of misses. This is considered a hit, and anytime you get 2, it's a critical. Now, the cool thing about the critical is that the critical equals 3 hits. So that's pretty nasty. So you could take out some things, but you got to be able to roll them. Now, as you can see, you have your 8-sided die, which has more hits and more criticals, but you know, you got to try to get that. And then, of course, your 12-sided die, which is your home run die. And if you got a couple of these, game on, folks. Game on. Now, how does this all kind of come together? Well, as you can see, we have our crew. Why don't you bring the crew over here?
Sure.
Thank you. All right. And here is our crew warrior, painted, of course. And what you're going to do at the beginning of each turn, you are going to roll a bunch of dice. And you are going to put these dice onto an area. Now, that's a pretty doggone good roll. Now, the higher the dice, the better, because usually it's going to give you a chance to use things like the pistol and rifle blade. You can do that on a 4+, and you could do it as many times as you want. Now, you don't want to waste. Now, if you had a 1, that's not a bad thing either, because you can always move at a cost of a dice, even on a 1. And you can always use your crew rifle on a 1+. So you would use this die, and then you would do an action. Well, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to move. He's going to move 3. Okay? I'm going to use this and then shoot if there's an enemy within range. And you have to be within the range. Okay? As you can see. Now, you have to be within a range to do the pistol and rifle blade, because that'll be a 4+, but you're going to get 2 of these dice, which gives you a better chance to hit things. Now, not only that, folks, and let me know if you guys can hear us okay, and there's no reverb or anything like that. You have unique actions that if you have a 6 or something else that can really come into play here and help you out, like booby trap. You can lay mines down with this dude, okay? You could place a booby trap, and when the enemy comes near you or steps in that thing, kablooey looey, that might help you out of a tough situation. There are agility rolls and vitality rolls that can help you along the way, but let's just talk about very quickly what happens when you get wounded. Well, let me tell you something. It's not pleasant, that's for sure. There are a couple things that can happen to you that can really kind of ruin your day right off the bat. And that, my friends, is, of course, if you run into a situation where the enemy decides on the back of these cards, which you're going to see, because the enemies have these cards as well, which I'll show you in the other camera. But on the back here, there is a D20 that you're going to roll, and depending on where they are and what they're doing is how we're going to react. They're going to react to you. They can onslaught, they can sneak, they can hold back, they can aim, they can fire. It depends where they are on the thing. The whole thing is that if they hit you, that's not good. So what happens when they hit you? Well, if they get a critical, remember, they roll dice too. And there goes that die. If they roll and they get a hit, well, that is not a critical. But what happens is, if you cannot save that and deflect it, you are going to get a I forgot what they call it. It's a near moon. It's not a critical. But if you ever get a critical that you cannot save, you can heal this somehow. You can remove this some way. But this one, if you get a critical, you cannot. So now, at the beginning of your turn, you're only rolling 3 dice, and that cannot be removed until you go back to the precipice. Of course, I've got the wrong camera to show you that. That cannot be removed back to the precipice. If you ever fill this up complete with the reds, guess what? You are dead and mission is over. So anybody that fails, that is not going to be very cool. As we go, we'll explain things more. Justin is going to be the crew tracker, which you're going to put wherever you would like. Okay. You are also going to be Thaddeus, the purifier. So we'll explain things as we go, and we'll try to keep these in an area where you guys can see these. All right. Who did I decide to be? Oh, I decided to go with the Ranger, of course, because that just looks cool. All right. And I went with Pidius, the missionary zealot, who is absolutely out of his gourd, which, okay, let's do it. You know what I mean? All right. Now, like I said, we took those exploration cards, and we took 4 of each to begin with. And as it says in the beginning mission, we already picked these out randomly. And I'm going to put these aside. But what you do is you turn this over and then you build it up. Now we have 2 areas here that we are going to spawn creatures here. So I got to forget. Oh, is this where I put it? Hold on. Yes, it is. No, that's not the one. We put these off to the side. So our encounter deck, we are only supposed to take in our very first mission any of the Trader Guardsmen. As you can see, they have a full-on thing here. The Jarl Ghoul, as you can see right here. The Spindle Drones, which are just nasty. And the Negavolt Cultist. So I took all their cards, shuffled them up, and we are going to turn over and fill these 2 areas. Now, these 2 areas are important because if we are able to capture these one of these 2 areas, we are going to get some discovery cards. And like I said, that is currency here. Okay? Now, there's another thing that I wanted to tell you guys to make sure that you understand, and we'll explain it as we go. That as we're going through, we are going to be getting, oh God, I forgot what they call it. Hold on, I will look very quickly. We're going to be getting these, and they are going to help us in a lot of different ways. And I'm going to look what they're called because I make myself nuts here. Critical rolls, vitality. No, that's not what we want. But what we do want to get is place markers. These are called, and you just got to give me a second here because I just have to turn to the page that says what they are. And of course, they are not there. But they are, what they are is they help you. They're almost kind of like an experience. And what they do is you can take one and you can buy a re-roll with this. Okay? And of course I can't remember what they're called. I'm sure somebody will tape it in there, which will be fine. Then number 2, what you do is if you get 3 of them, you can change the order. Now, when I talk about change of order, we'll talk about when we go over on that side. But if you get 3, you can actually inspire. Okay. And when you inspire, you become stronger. So you can trade in 3 of these and say, oh man, I'm going to be inspired. And I got to get us out of a lot of trouble. As you see, the defense is higher. You get different types of unique type of abilities, and you get stronger and throw better dice. Okay. But right now we just stay on this side until. So there's my guy. So also we can have 2 guys on a square at any time. And large figures, extra large figures, you can only have 1. Small figures, because it'll tell you whether they are small, large, or indifferent. You can have 3 on one area. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our encounter cards, okay? And I shuffled these all up, and we're going to turn over, and we're going to decide what is right over here. And I'm going to read some of the whatchamacallit. Let's say, hey, Rob, just getting finished moving into our new home and getting the new game set up too. Very cool. Audio is all good here in London. Well, that's good to hear. And the Battle of Pelennor Fields project. Oi, how are you, bro? All right, so we're going to turn this over, and we are going to look at the number here. So number 1, we have 2 spindle drones. So we should have 2 spindle
these
drones
guys
over
here.
Yes.
And they go in the space?
They go in that space right there. Okay. Perfect. So now what we're going to do is this is gone, so we don't need this.
Okay.
But we are going to pull the spindle. Well, we can put that right here. That's going to tell us what's there. Okay. Sometimes, depending on where you are, it could be a very helpful thing, because sometimes there's good things on here. But that's going to go in slot 1. We know that slot 1 has 2 spindle drones. Now let's take a look at our spindle drones and some of the fun that they are going to cause us. And they don't cause anything good, folks. Okay, so here, as you can see, this is your spindle drone. They move 2. They have 2 wounds each. They're small, so you can have 3 into one space there. So fortunately, we have the 2 there. But here's what happens. As you start hitting them and stuff, they get ticked off. Okay, and their threat level goes up. And as their threat level goes up, well, things don't get good for us. That's for doggone sure. When it's their turn and they get to go, we are going to roll a d20, and we're going to determine what their alert actions are going to do, and we are going to react in that same manner. Okay, there we go. So we know that the spindle drones are one of the guys that we are going to be facing. So who's the next contestant that we are going to be fighting? Well, the Ghouls, and these guys are nasty, and they're going to be 2. There's 3 of them, and they are going to go in that area. So let's see if they can fit all in. Well, they are also small, and the maximum in there could be 3, and so we will have 3. And as you can see, they have one thing, claws and talons, and they want to mess you up. They move 3. They have 3 wounds. So you really got to do some damage to them. When an Ugrul attacks, make 3 attack rolls. So they're hitting you 3 times. Carry out each attack one at a time, one after the other. The target chosen for the second, third attacks must be either the same as the target of the previous attack, or in the same hex or adjacent hex to the target of the previous attacks. Hide in the shadows. The Ghouls is treated as being in cover if their attacker is more than 3 hexes from the thing. So cover, what does that do? Well, that's not good, because what happens is when you are in cover, it becomes you drop down a step on the thing. So if you roll 2, it's not going to hit, actually. I mean, it acts as a 1.
As a 1.
I believe. I think I'm 100%. Okay, so these 2 guys are not going to be used, so we're going to get these out of the way and put these with our other thing. We have a nice little rangefinder, because you have to be able to measure from the middle of the hex to such. So you put out your first guy. The way this goes, now there's one other thing that we have to talk about, and that's these black dice. And this goes into a pool that we can share, that each character can only use a maximum of 2 of these. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll into the pool, and as you can see here, this is a horrible roll, and I'll tell you why. Okay, anything that matches gets eliminated and removed. So we would only be able to pull 2 during this round, and be able to use 2 of these extra destiny dice. The rest of these would go into the unused area, and we would only have 2 that we could pull from. You want to have these for extra actions that you can do and things that would help you. Now these stay here because we need that, because if there is a chance that we can roll some bad stuff. we can actually spawn more things.
Okay.
And we have to do that if we eliminate all our all the guys there. Whoops, here we go. So I'm going to put.
Does that Urgul cards by right hand, does that go on that track as well?
Yes, it does. Now, because we know exactly who we're facing and everything like that, and let's go to the other camera here so I can explain this a little bit better. We are going to set up our initiative track, and we're going to pull out all the. I wanted to play the robot, I really did. Patius there, and then we have our 2 hostile groups. Okay, and then what happens here, and what we want to do is we want to get our guys on the board. I'm going to put her up here.
Can you shoot through your own teammates? Or do they block line of sight?
I believe, double check that. Shooting line of sight. I believe you're okay. Thaddeus, do you want Thaddeus in the back here?
Maybe in the front.
In the front?
Yeah.
Okay. Thaddeus will go in the front. I'll have my range shooter in the back along with my flamethrower, and then the crew will go up there, and then you can decide what you want to do from there. Also, there is a token where the first player, or the player that begins the game, will, matter of fact, we'll just use this, and actually, I'll go first. Well, do you want to go first? Sure.
Sure.
But that also means that you roll the destiny dice
Okay.
beforehand. Now, there's a couple more things that I really want to hit home here before we really get going here, and we do this. We got those there. Okay, so we have to shuffle these up, okay? And what we're going to try to do here is I'll try to put this so you guys can see this a little bit better here. All right, so why don't we just, we know that goes there, we know that goes there, and we'll just bring that up there. We know that's 1 and 2. And then what we're going to do is we're going to shuffle up our initiative cards, and this is going to determine who's going to go first, of course, and so forth and so on, and all the other fun things that happen in this game. Okay, so there we go. And we're going to put that down. We're just going to double check if we can shoot through a guy. I believe you can shoot through him.
I think you can. It looks like it.
Yeah, there's no problem with that as long as you do that. And cover. I just wanted to double check cover, make sure I told everybody the correct thing, because I'll feel bad. Cover. The weapon used by the explorer and their hostile opponents are deadly. So it is wise to make the maximum use of any cover that can be found within the chambers of the Blackstone fortress. An explorer or hostile isn't covered if the attacker's line of sight touches or crosses a covered hex side, see page 9 of the rulebook, that the cover hex is not part of. If the target of an attack is in cover, then a success is treated as a failure and a critical is treated as a success. So I was right, it steps down. So there you go. All right. So let me just talk to you, come up top a little bit and talk to you guys. So that primarily is how you play the game, and we will be explaining things, and things will change as we continue on here. So this is going to be an ongoing series. Why? Because we have a 12-foot by 10 by 12 table. Matter of fact, if we take a look here, let me have the remote right there.
Sure.
We just got through painting Dungeon Bowl, so we're ready to do that, and we can do it on the other side here and have 2 games going at the same time to bring you more content like we wanted to, and bring you better of everything that we can. Even though this is kind of a test run here, and we still have another light to put up and another camera that we're installing, we wanted to bring you something. We promised it, so I want to make sure that we can bring you the best that we possibly can. Rob, I am loving that I discovered your channel. Well, thank you so much. That means a lot to me. So the idea is to teach, play, break it up. We'll stop at a certain point, and then we'll be able to come back and maybe tomorrow night, maybe the next night, and continue on, because we don't have to break it down, because we have this enormous table that we can do whatever we like and keep things up so that we think. And we're going to be doing the same thing with Shadows of Brimstone, so I wanted to make sure that you guys know about that and are excited about that, because we're breaking out the Drifter and Tuco. He's going to be Tuco. Did you ever see Good, Bad, the Ugly?
I've seen some of the scenes.
First of all,
I've seen some of the scenes.
First of all, I mean, you're lucky I just don't kick your ass right out of here.
I've seen the iconic scenes, like the standoff at the end.
Okay, all right. Okay, I guess that's all right. But the main thing is we are going to. We had started at the other house. He wasn't playing with it, but I was doing it by myself. Is that we took the Drifter, which is Clint Eastwood, and I painted him up real cool. You didn't see that one. And Tuco, our good friend, and we are going to go on some adventures that we're going to have a lot of fun, and we're going to have a great time with that.
Sounds good.
And everybody wanted to see more Shadows of Brimstone, so we're going to get to it. All right, listen, hey, without me running my mouth, Rob sounds like he needs educating. Oh, Rob sounds like he needs educating. Yeah, he sure, boy. And you want to know something? I have every movie on DVD and everything like that, and I sit in my little room because I have a little like media area that I just sit in, and of course I end up watching Cocomelon and everything else, but that's a whole story into itself. So listen, I want to show you. Looking forward to Rob's playthrough, to SOB playthrough. I promise you, give us. Let's we're going to run this a little bit, so give me about 10-15 days, and I think we can run it both at the same times, because I think we'll be able to get Dungeon Bowl, which will be a lot of fun, and we might just play that all the way through. I really want to talk that game too, because we worked very hard and to get that up and running over there in the Western Peninsula over there. Yeah, because we have so much room here. It's ridiculous. It's overwhelming a little bit. All right, so without further ado, folks, let's try to get this going and see where we go. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to roll these Destiny dice.
So I roll all 5.
You roll all 5. Don't get any doubles. And you killed us.
Oh, wow. That's pretty bad.
Now, one other thing I want to tell you, each one of us came in on a ship. So we came in on a different ship, and we have these support things that can help us. All right, like this, a target illuminator. Once per expedition, we're on our expedition, an explorer can take a target tracking action during their activation. The action has a cost of 1+. If the explorer is the crew and a cost of 6+, if they are the cost is 6+. If they are any other explorer, the action allows the explorer to take a weapon action without spending an activation dice, which is kind of cool. Any attack rolls for that weapon action are automatically critical successes. So that's a pretty cool thing to have. Now, the Clarendon. Which we had 2 people come in, which is the missionary and I believe the priest.
The priest, yeah.
The priest came in here. Infrawave Laud Hailer. Once per expedition at the start of the gambit step of the initiation phase, the leader can use the Clarendon Infrawave Land Hauler. If they do so, in that gambit step, each explorer can perform a gambit without having to spend an activation dice. So that means that you can change the position of where everybody goes, which we still have to put out our initiative. All right? And then finally, the last one is Crystal Scanning Matrix. Once per expedition, an explorer can take the Crystal Scanning Matrix action during their activation. The action has a cost of 1+. If the explorer is my girl, and a cost of 6+, if they are any other explorer. Oh, okay. So it's 1 for her, but 6+ if they're any explorer. If the action is taken, pick a hostile group that has not been activated this turn. Swap their initiative card. See, that's a good one. Now, the neat thing about these cards is when we go back to the precipice and we do our kind of like shop phase, we have these faculties that we can go to on each one of the ships that will give us different types of really cool abilities and things and help us along the way. All right, so we're going to put that over there. So let me take another sip of water here, folks, because I've been talking a bit. So let's get a turn in here and really get a good feel for this. So now the first thing we're going to do is we are going to check out our the initiative. Who's going to go first? Well, it just happens to be your boy who's going to go first.
Okay.
Hold on. The second one. Oh, I'm going to go second. Then kind of really nice because the zealot gets to go third, and then the priest, and then.
Oh, so they were on the bottom.
Oh yeah,
Hostage.
and I everybody saw me swit that. That's all right. Maybe we can take them out somehow. So you get to go first. The first thing that you're going to do, we're all going to do, is we are going to roll our dice. So I want to move these up a little bit here. A matter of fact, it's kind of funny that your crew gets to go first. So you need 4. You need 4. We need 4 more. Oh, there's 4 more dice over here. Okay, cool. So you're going to roll dice for each one of these, and then you're just going to put them on the card. So let's go to our side view here. So again, we have to get more cameras. I promise you, we'll do a better job with this coming in here. I can promise you. Oh, Amanda Oren's here. She's just in the other room, folks. All right. She's just in the room. So now you roll your dice.
Okay.
Okay, so I got a 1, a 3, a 5, and a 5 for the missionary here. And thanks to you, because of your great rolling, we cannot use any of these dice over here except for this one, which is a 2. So, yeah, great job. You got, for the crew, you got a 1, 1, 3, 4. And
Just pretty lousy.
Yeah, pretty lousy. But you're
He's doing all right.
Yeah, he's doing all right. And he's got a 2, 5, 5, 6. So we'll explain what we do as we go. So the first thing you're going to do is, well, you're off and running.
So he has to go first, right?
Huh? Yes.
The tracker, okay.
Yeah, the tracker is going first.
Now-
And it isn't over until you do all your actions.
It's weird. Do we even want to go in, or do we want to let them come down the hallway?
No, just I would try to get over there. Now, as we can see here,
Those ghouls are going to move right up into me.
well, that is cover, but you're going to want to go try to get 2 dice and get hand to hand with them, and throw a beating on them.
So my move is 3. So the
Well, you can move. It's going to cost you a die, and you want to use your 1s because
can I
they're
move
useless.
2 times?
Yeah, you can. You could shoot 4 times. You can actually move even more if you used one of those.
So I can
destiny dice.
actually do 4 actions all at the same time right now.
Well, yeah, but you spend a dice to do it.
Okay.
So, for
So I'll
instance, you
spend
want to
one
move
dice
3?
to move. Yeah, and move 3.
All right, I'll move that for you. There you
Okay.
go.
So this dice goes just here.
Well, it's just off to the side.
Okay.
It's been spent.
Okay. So I can't see them. I don't have line of sight, I don't think.
No, because that white line, I believe, is cover. And I'm just going to double check that. Janice has used this, that, and the other. Yeah, no, you can move right through it, but it is just considered cover,
I think because it said if it goes on the edge like that,
right?
that you don't have line of
No,
sight.
you would have to, but they are considered in cover, which means you would step down. So you actually want to use another movement dice,
and get into this space where they won't have cover.
right? Because if you use a 4+ there, you're going to get 2 dice that you could probably start chewing these guys up.
Or I could shoot the Krut rifle.
Well, you can shoot the Krut rifle, sure, but that only gives you 1. But at a space from 2 to 3,
It'll give us the teal dice.
but remember, it steps down because if you are not in base contact with them, one of their powers is, okay, and I'm going to show everybody so everybody knows this. Hey, Walmack, how you doing? An Urugru is treated as being in cover if their attacker is more than 3 hexes away. Oh, well, you're not 3
it'd be
hexes.
2.
Yeah, but that's cover there anyways. But if you moved over here,
Then you have a clean shot.
right.
So let's do that.
All right, so you're going to spend the extra die.
Spend the extra die to move them right into.
1, 2.
Yep.
Now, remember, this here, if you're within 1, you can spend a 4+ die and get two dice. You get two 8-sided dice, which gives you a better chance. Or you can stay a range of 2 to 3
And shoot the Kroot rifle.
and shoot the Kroot rifle. It's up to you. And that's 1+. I'm gonna leave it up to you, kid.
Well,
It's the first time playing, so he's just learning. But that's okay. That's what it's.
we'll shoot the Kroot rifle.
You're gonna shoot the Kroot rifle?
I'm not sure that's the correct choice, but that's what we'll do.
All right, go with the Kroot rifle.
All right.
So you're gonna spend. That's gonna cost you 1. Okay.
Now it's a teal dice.
It's a teal die. Roll it right there, bro. Good luck. No, that's
that's-
crooked. Go ahead, roll again.
Nothing.
Wow, that's a miss.
Okay.
But you can take another shot there.
So I spend my final dice.
Yeah. And
It's one
that's
hit.
1 hit. Okay, so you were able to get 1 hit on him.
Now they have 3 wounds, yeah?
Yeah, they do.
So he's not dead. He's just...
No, he's definitely not dead. We'll just say that you shot at that one. You can spend that last die, the Destiny die. It's not going to help us much.
Do you care if I do?
No, go ahead. Why not? I mean, you might as well try to take him out. Hey, Kabook, what's up?
All right, we'll try it.
All right, give it a shot. So that's gone. And, yeah, let's see if you can roll something here, kid. Wow.
Okay.
That's why I said you maybe should have went with the 2 dice. All right, so that's your turn. And what we're going to do here is we are going to turn this sideways here. And that basically says, hey, he
That's
went.
done, yeah.
All right, so now it's my turn. And I can see that you are in a world of hurt. And you kind of need my help. But I don't know if I really want to help you, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I mean, it's been years since I've been able to play with the kid, but things don't change. Things don't change. All right, so the way we are going to do this, let's see. So I have this 1 here. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to move up 3 here. And she's going to go 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to go and use this. And then I'm going to go right up. 1, 2, 3, right into her. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my power blade. Okay? I'm going to try to help you out here, which is kind of stupid, but I think that we can carve these guys up a little bit if we can. Yeah, it kind of makes sense.
You get 2 dice.
Yeah, I'm going to go, this is going to give me 2 dice. I'm going to use my power blade because I'm within one square here. So let's see what I do here. Of course, I hit him for 3.
So that's one is just dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
Could you not choose the one that's not wounded?
No, I chose him because I wanted him dead.
Okay.
Now, what happens here? He goes on my thing until the end of the turn. I'll explain what happens when we get to the end of the turn. Should have been Puggers versus Stino. Then the winner battles Rob. Well, you know, we do it again. Rick, how are you? Kabuki, it's glad to have you back. We're glad to be back. Okay, so now I have 1 more, and I'm going to use it, and let's see what I can do here. Boy, if I can get a critical here, that would be real huge here. Now, I could have gone on Overwatch, but I don't foresee it helping us in any way. And, well, I got 1 hit on him, but I think that's good enough, and what we'll do is I'll put that on that guy right there. So, what happens now? Well, she's done. And don't worry, folks. You're not missing anything by me just turning over these cards here. So now, my guy, Pyrrhus Vorn, is the missionary zealot. It's now his turn. Let's see if we can get him up there and see what we could do here. Wow, he's in the back here. So I'm going to have to take and use a dice to move him. 1, 2, 3. Boy, I'm not too worried about these guys, but I kind of am because they're just going to bum rush us, these spindles, and things aren't going to be good. So from there, boy, if I can get a little bit closer, but what can I do with it? I need my 4 pluses. All right, yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spend another die here, and I'm going to get right up in their grill. I'm going to pick this guy that's already wounded, and on a 4 plus die, which I have 2 5s, if I'm within 1, I can use my Vindicator Chainblade. All right, let's see if I can roll this any better than he did, and see if I can get us out of this, which I do, because he's dead now. All right, that's good. That cost us 1. Now I need to finish this guy off. If I can finish this guy off, we'll be okay. If not, well, I don't know what to tell you. He's going to decide on one of my guys to go. Oh, it was right on there. It was right on there. But he does take 1 damage, which is fine by me. And that is that. Now, what I forgot to do before her turn ended is on a 20-sided die, they have a health of 3. So if I roll a 3 of under, I get one of those inspiration tokens.
Oh.
All right, so you go by their health. So if I had a bunch of guys, I would add them up, and then during exposition, slay 3 hostiles. Ooh, okay. Oh, all right, I got you. I see what I got to do. We also have secret agendas, which I forgot to talk about, but we'll get to that. Let's see, 3 or less? No, 18. And then for Pious, 5. Oh, so close, but not close enough. And that's the end of my turn. So now it is up to Thaddeus the Purifier. Let's see how he turns out.
All right.
All right.
So I'm going to spend a dice to move.
Okay.
He can only move 2.
Well, he can head that way too.
So he'll go 1, 2.
All right.
Then I'm going to spend a dice to move. He'll go 1, 2.
All right.
Now, those guys are 2 spaces away.
Right.
They are in cover, right? Because the white lines means cover, yeah?
I've got to double check that.
Okay. I think that's what it might mean, because there's like rubble in the room and stuff.
Yeah. It might be that, or it might be. Let me just check. Cover. Yeah. Yeah, the white lines. Yep. Okay.
All right. So even though they're in cover, which means I have to step it down, right? From 2 to 1 and 1 to 0.
Right.
All right. I'm going to shoot with my servo stubber.
Okay.
So it's at a range of 2.
All right.
Now, when I use a dice that's a 5 or more, I get 2 attacks.
Okay.
So I'm going to go the first time, so I get to shoot twice. So this is the first shot. Nothing.
Yeah, that was great.
And then this is the second shot.
All right, critical.
So it's 1.
No, you only count 1. I believe you only count 1 die. Oh, no.
But it's got to be stepped down, right? Because they're in cover.
Hold on. I think I'm saying that wrong. Fight the combat. Extra die. No, you count everything. So that one, the first one was a miss, and that one was a hit. And on the spindle, let's check our spindle here. That is considered. Yeah, that's a wound. So
he takes 1 wound.
that guy, we'll say in the front, takes a wound.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. Now I'm going to spend my last dice here.
All right, go ahead.
And I'm going to shoot at the same guy.
Okay. Okay, Pious.
So he's going to be dead.
Yes. So actually, you've killed one of them, but you upped a threat level there. So actually, he goes there, and then I've got to pull out a threat level.
Is that just from those spindle drones?
Well, once you kill one, threat level. The threat level for a combat starts at 0. It increases by 1 if an alert result is rolled on a spindle drone behavior table. In addition, each time a spindle drone is slain, the threat level increases by 1. So they become tougher.
Gotcha.
Okay? Keep track of the current threat level by placing a threat counter next to the corresponding thing. So right now we are at threat level 1 because you took them out. All right, so
that was my first part of the shooting.
Right, exactly.
And this is the target chosen for the second attack must be either the same or in the same hex.
Yes, so you can
I'm
do
gonna
that.
shoot once more.
Absolutely. So let's see what happens. Okay.
One hit.
All right, one hit. So you were able to hit him once, but boy, if you were able to hit him again, that would have been nice. All right, so now...
Now, do I roll the 20-sided dice?
Yes, you do. So if you get a
One
two
or
or
two.
one or two, you're going to be...
I got 2.
Oh, you got a 2?
Yeah.
So, hey! So you actually get one of these, and that's going to go on Thaddeus, which
Cool.
will help you. All right? All right, so that takes care of him. So now the first group to go is, well, group 2, and that's not usually good. So we are going to take the Uragul, and then being the leader that you are going to roll. So he is engaged in adjacent to a visible explorer. So roll a d20 and tell us what happens.
Okay.
3. He falls back.
Oh, that's pretty good.
No, that's real good. So actually, he is going to back out of this space. That is like a really rare thing to happen, and you really got it. Yeah, way to roll crappy. Nice job. So that is their hostile group, so they're good. Do any more spawn? Behavior table. Go ahead, Tammy. I mean, you're not killing anything by coming out here. Event table. Page 15. I believe only when we are out. Event table. Event phase. In the event phase, the player must first determine if the combat ends or continues, if all explorers are out of actions, and if all explorers that are not out of actions are in the Magla transport escape, the combat ends. Okay, then we would roll on the event table. If contact continues, the leader must make an event roll by rolling. Okay, so yeah, so what happens is we're going to not finish the combat. After he goes, we have to roll on the event table, but we'll handle that. Okay, so now the first hostile group, it's going to be their turn, and now we're going to turn over and look at their card. I may get some of these things wrong, but if I do, thank you, Rob. Full force, not goon, not good, Poonie. Que pasa? Says the mighty. Okay, so now you're going to have to roll for the spindle drone.
All right.
All right, so let's see if you can. He is engaged.
10.
10. Onslaught. So what onslaught means, he's going to attack twice. And since he's ranged in threat 1, he's going to attack the nearest target, which I think would be Thaddeus, who
Correct.
is behind cover. Okay, at level 1, he is 2 spaces away.
So he gets 1 purple dice.
Yeah, he gets 1 purple dice, and you were going to roll that twice. Critical, so it's stepped down, so you get
wound.
1. So it just becomes a wound. But hold on there, young man.
Okay.
Thaddeus has a chance to save. So since it's just a regular save, all you need is, well, you saved.
Oh,
so
okay.
nothing happened. Good job. So now he's going to attack again, because onslaught, they get 2 attack.
Sure.
And okay, it's
But it's
1.
stepped down, yeah.
It's stepped down. So you are fine, and that is the end of the first round. So now what would happen is we would take all these cards, redo these.
Now, when do we know if new enemies appear on the board?
You're going to roll. We're going to roll for each spot. Okay. Now, the first thing that's going to happen,
Is that like at the start of the new turn?
I believe, the way it is done. Spawning. Hold on. I just want to double check. Spawning. Well, actually, we have an event that happens first. And I want to make sure that we do that. Oh, that's combat. I need the rules. And everything's broken up in a really nice thing. And it's a wicked good game. It sure is. It sure is. This is just a great, great game. And I just want to make sure that failure, success, place craft, place portals, spawn. Just want to double check things. Discovery markers. That 4 clue cards, 5 hidden vaults. Just checking every. Oh, inspiration points. Okay, there we go. Agility rolls, inspiration. So we're making sure that we have that. And okay, no. What's going to happen is, just you are going to roll that d20.
Okay.
And that's going to tell us what's going on our
10.
10. So where's that other book I had? 10. Okay. So 10. Changing conditions. Draw an encounter card. If the card has a twist, it applies for the rest of the combat. If not, there is no effect. I think we're supposed to do that. Oh, for the rest of the combat. So we're in the combat. So we are going to take one of these cards, put this off to the side. We're going to draw it, and it is a challenge. So this is going to apply for the rest of the
This is an encounter card, though, because that's an exploration.
What am I doing?
These are encounter cards.
Oops.
Or are they supposed to be the ones that you set aside at the start of the game?
Yes, they're going to be here. Draw an encounter card. If the card has a twist, it applies. And there is no twist on here. So there are certain things that will help and hurt you along the way. So this does not count.
Gotcha.
All right, so there we go. So I think we did that. We did our exploration. We did our recovery. We did our leader step. We did that, and there you go. I think we handled everything for the first round. So we're going to leave that right where it is. Okay, as you can see, we're doing pretty good here. We want to get this done. We can continue on if we wanted to. And a matter of fact, I'm going to shuffle these cards up because there could be another combat area that we can press the situation down to. We've been pretty lucky with. Or we can go back to the precipice with what we have, because we'll be able, if we can get these two guys out of here, to get out of here quickly and maybe get back to the precipice and kind of get ourselves charged up and maybe do a few things. Right now we're not wounded. We might just press forward. We're going to decide. I'm going to double check and make sure I got everything right for this. And then when we come back, if I made any mistakes, we're going to change things up a bit. And what we're going to do is we'll explain what we did wrong. Okay, number one. Number two, we'll continue on and we'll make any adjustments we have. But we will continue on. And we're going to leave this set up. I mean, for all we know, tomorrow tomorrow you're going to see how I painted the Dungeon Bowl stuff, some of the accessories and stuff, just to get you going. What else do we have? We have a lot of stuff on hand, and we have a lot of stuff that we're very excited about now that you're here.
Yeah.
I always hoped that you would come back.
I haven't played any games in a long time. It's fun to play.
I know.
Yeah.
We always hoped that you would come back, and since we moved to the farm here, you have. We have this hotspot, which is a lifesaver right now until we can get until we get Starlink.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing all right.
Seems like it's working fine.
It seems like it's working fine. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I want a tour of the circuit breaker box. Yeah,
There's two of them.
There's two of them. We need two of them for this farm, believe me. We're eventually going to move all that stuff and add in more shelving and stuff like that. Well, what can I tell you? I mean, at least, I can show you around a little bit, but to be honest with you, we got a lot of work to do. but we're gaming. We're back to doing what we love to do. So I hope you'll join us soon for our next adventure of Blackstone Fortress as we continue on with round 2. And we'll finish this particular exploration in our next video. And then we will continue on with this. This will be something that the way we want to do this, and I know I'm going to take a little bit of time here, is that we want to have multiple games going where you guys are engaged, that the story is always continuing. And that's all I can ask. We got the Jarl back. He's going to be with us Until the end of time, I guess.
I suppose. Yeah.
I suppose so. Until Robbie gets big enough.
Then he can take over.
Yeah, maybe we get rich on it. Yeah, then he could take over. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We will be back either Wednesday or Thursday with part 2. So join us as we explain things, we play things, we teach you the game, we play the game, and we have a lot of fun together. I love you all.
Take care, you guys.
Thank you so much. And until next time, it's your old pal Rob and the mighty Jarl.
That's right.
We'll see you soon, everybody.
Bye, everyone.